Okay, let's go ahead and get straight into this. Currently, we have a day 1 SPC outlook for this is just the general risk of severe weather that does come with a 5% chance of tornadoes. The main thing today would be wind and hail if you live in Texas, but if I live in western Texas, I'm still keeping an eye out, making sure I have a way to get the warnings in just in case you do get one of those tornado warnings that happens today, just so you can play it extra safe. Then we have a slight risk on the day 2 SPC outlook. This is just a general risk again. This day, I feel like we'll get upgraded to an enhanced. I think we could see a 10% hatched tornado risk on this day too. So if I live in Oklahoma and more of a central to northern Texas, I'd be monitoring this very closely as we go into tomorrow, Sunday. Like I said, that does currently only have a 5% risk, but definitely keep an eye out on this, watch for any upgrades, and definitely have a way to get tornado warnings in for tomorrow if you live in Oklahoma or northern Texas. Then we move into the day 3, just general SPC outlook. This day looks like more of a damaging wind threat. We're going to have a massive line of storms all the way from Wisconsin possibly down into Texas. So pretty much spanning the entire heartland if you count Wisconsin and Texas as the heartland, as I know some people don't, but just for the sake of this, we will be counting that as a heartland. But we'll have a massive line of storms of tornadoes possible. Alright, let's take a look at the models. You can see we have tons of warm air rushing in from the Gulf of Mexico. Keep in mind that's moist, warm air. Then we have all this cold, dry air rushing down from the Rockies in Canada. That's going to collide in Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana. We could have supercells firing ahead of this line, especially on Sunday. You can see Saturday we're going to have a line of storms producing damaging winds and hail. Like I said, Sunday, here we go. See, we still have somewhat a line of storms. This is a little bit early in the day. On the next frame, you'll be able to see it very good. See, there we go. We'll have a very prominent line of storms, and we could see some small supercells fire ahead of that line, which is not what we want. Last time we had an event like this, it was just a linear mode. We didn't really see those supercells fire. So we're hoping that doesn't happen this time, but it does have a possibility of happening. So as we go into Monday, that will begin to collapse on itself. But then new storms will fire on Monday, which will bring, like I said, winds, hail, and possibly isolated tornadoes. Tornadoes will be a threat of all these storms. See another line still firing on Sunday, but that is going to be into the later hours of Sunday. And as we go into Monday, we're going to have that cold air displaced farther to the east. You can see heavy snow in the backside of this thing as well. It's going to be a problem possibly for Colorado. And we still had that warm air rushing into Texas, Louisiana now as well. It's going to collide in Oklahoma and Arkansas, Missouri, producing major flash flooding possibly. We do have that moderate risk. I can show you that at the end. I will. And that forms another line of storms. This one doesn't seem as prominent for ahead of supercells ahead of the line, but we're still going to have to watch just in case those do fire. Here we go into the later afternoons of Monday. Still see snow on the backside, very heavy now in Colorado and parts of New Mexico in the higher elevations. This is pretty far south for this time of year, so that's still going to be displaced to the higher elevations though, but still, that is a little bit unusual, but they can see it quite often like that. Then this does move off to the east, then hopefully becoming less of a threat as it crosses the Mississippi River. Now to the tropics. But in all seriousness, this is heading off to Europe. If you have any family members in Spain or Portugal, make sure to let them know this is coming their way. Tropical Depression Patty, or the remnants of Patty, will be impacting that, adding on to the problem of the flash floods they just had in Spain, possibly. So we're going to hope the best for them. And here's a wide look at that. You can see Patty far off to the east of us. Like I said, though, it is going to be impacting Europe, but we do have something closer to home we have to watch. And that something is this and that. Now, the first one is expected to become a tropical storm or hurricane. The second one isn't really expected to do much. It's most likely going to be absorbed into the main one to the south of it. And unfortunately, this looks like it is going to go into the Gulf of Mexico now. It might impact places like Texas, Louisiana, Florida as well. Now this is just expected to kind of wander up to the north and west. It is expected to become a tropical storm, or perhaps a low-end hurricane. Still a little unsure about that, because the water temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are not as warm as we thought they'd be. Peak intensity will probably be in the Caribbean. As it moves into the Gulf of Mexico, it's probably going to be weakening out quite a bit. I don't think we're going to see a major hurricane with this. It's almost impossible for a major hurricane to form out of this storm at this very moment. As you can see here, it's most likely to be a tropical storm, but it is hinting at the Category 1 status possibility, the intensity model guidances. And of course, we got to thank our sponsors of Steiner's Family Feed and Supply. They're located on Highway 10 in Newton, North Carolina. Make sure to definitely check them out on Facebook for more of the information about them. Once again, thank you so much for sponsoring this video.